An obsession? Sure, but the question is, does the international addiction to an internet game represent a danger? Maybe, but there is also no indication that anything can slow the explosive growth of the intoxicating game called World of Warcraft.
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 The World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
The ideal collaborative problem-solving environment.
This may all sound really quite alarming.
It's impossible to raise the question of the greatest video game of all time without mentioning this game. What makes World of Warcraft, or WoW as it's colloquially named,
Wow.
such a strong contender? To understand, let's go back to 2004. The world was riding high, having survived Y2K. People were celebrating by choosing their favorite song for their MySpace profile. But a new problem had started to rear its ugly head. People were enjoying video games.
Former video game addict.
Kid is struggling.
So what is it about these games that hook people in, and should we be worried?
And it was about to get a whole lot worse. Blizzard, the makers of Diablo 2, which literally unleashed the denizens of hell, had cooked up something even more diabolical. A massively multiplayer online game called World of Warcraft. Teens and young adults across the world would no longer be doing their long division or playing outside in the suburban sprawl which we worked so hard to build for them. Instead, they'd be lured into Azeroth by the millions. But why? It would be one thing if they were playing Grand Theft Auto, stomping out hookers as Tommy Vercetti in Vice City. But this very bullshit? To understand, we have to go inside. We've got to step into the Barrens and hear those first few lonely notes fill the wide expanse. We've got to walk through the gates of Stormwind past the statues of heroes of old. We've got to walk into Fellwood 35 levels too early and get devoured by a fell-paw wolf with a skull on his portrait, and have a 5-minute walk back only to die again 2 steps further away. We've got to get betrayed by some NPCs at the base of a pyramid in Zul'Farrak. We've got to get lost in BRD, the maze, the giant dwarven city. We've got to round up 39 other people and venture into the molten core, and watch Domo Executus, the boss that you couldn't even damage, get struck down by the Fire Lord in 1 hit. We've got to duel the Australian mage in our guild named Cortex in front of Onyxia, only to be called a cunt over Ventrilo when you win. We've got to venture into Alterac Valley and fight for our faction's honor, only for the game to be gridlocked so you AFK out, and then come back 4 hours later, queue again, only to realize you've queued into the exact same game.